Alright, so this is Frogslicer. I ran back the same deck that I always play and always talk about. This is my friend Stealth Ninja, who's been here on this journey with me for every game.
How's it going?
Yeah, you can see he's the viewer in the replay. So this is for the R.B.E.T Series 2. I guess we can go ahead and hop right into it. So I don't remember if I... Hey, look at that. So I always use a randomizer for rock, paper, scissors, so it's really nice starting off like that. So I don't know if I can just go fast forward or not. Okay. So I got the bye round one. So this is technically my second game when it comes to like my ranking. So this is my first game I got to play, but because basically because I stole a bunch of ELO from James, I was able to get enough ranking to get a bye, right? So luckily we got to go first. This hand doesn't really do much, so I think we're gonna do something slow, like just summon. Oh no, never mind. I'm wilding. This hand's great. So I can special summon the Swap Frog with Substode, or Death Frog, and then just fill my grave with that Pot of Avarice. So I have to be wary because I don't have any extender beyond this. So like normally I want a Fishboard Blaster here, obviously, but Pot of Avarice lets you put everything in your grave, and then I think I end on a Dupe Frog. So I go Substode, send everything, and then have a Dupe Frog, and then return everything that draws, so all the poisons and swaps. When I do it this way, this isn't the way I did it before. This is clearly better than what I was doing before, because before I would end on what I'm used to when I'm comboing, which is I would go Substode, and I end on a poison draw, and I send back 2 poison draws and 3 swaps. Well now, especially since I don't know where I'm going to be, let's just have this, because if this Pot of Avarice doesn't get you anywhere, then this is kind of what you're going to go for anyway. And you don't risk drawing the Dupe Frog. So you send everything out of your deck, all the Substodes and everything, except for one of the poisons or one of the Swap Frogs. So when I Pot of Avarice these and draw 2, there's 6 frogs in here still after the Pot of Avarice. So yeah, we got lucky. We drew the Fishboard Blaster. We're able to just do stuff. Oh, I stopped there. So was that a terrible misplay? I could have drawn. I guess I knew I had Substode, so maybe I could have drawn 1. That,
yeah, when I was spectating, I was a little confused.
Oh, no.
Because I couldn't see
So,
your hand.
so I could keep going and maybe get there, but I only have 3 draws. And I was lucky enough to see what this guy was playing, and I was really worried about this matchup. So I knew that he was on... I already knew what he was. He was on Gemini Heroes. So I was like, okay, I saw him have an Oppression. I saw him have a Skill Drain. And I know he's going to have Gemini Sparks and, traps. So I was like, well, this Unifrog, I don't want it in the grave. I don't want to take the chance to draw 3 cards when maybe it would have worked out. But I was like, I want this Unifrog. So I was confident that this was just going to get there. So yeah, maybe I could have gone for it. Maybe I should have. We can't know what these next 3 cards would have been. Remember, the first one I draw would have had well, I guess I could have been really risky and got rid of the Substode. So the safe pseudo risk would have been to discard the Unifrog for Fishborg, and then just whatever I draw, I'd get 3 more draws total. But the first one would have 4 of these. At that point, it'd be 4 out of 26 cards I'd have a chance of drawing a frog, so that would suck. And then after that, it'd be 2, and then only the last draw would I have like a guarantee to draw like a non-frog. But I could still draw like a Foolish or a Fishborg or a Plague. So it's like, this seems safer. This feels safer because I know the Unifrog's going to do work anyway. And that's kind of
So
what I
the
was
only
just
reason
thinking.
you went this line is because you had prior knowledge? Would you just gone for the next 3 draw if you didn't?
Well, no, I mean, this is safe. Yeah, I probably would have gone for the few draws. Because you never know, right? Like, you also have 2 Pot of Avarice and 3 Exodius in here.
Yeah.
You have Salvage and Moray. So, like, if you discard the Unifrog and you draw a Salvage, then it's like you didn't get anywhere. You just got a +1. So it's probably even wise, even in the situation, to keep going. So you could even consider this a misplay, even with my knowledge. Yeah. But I guess this is probably the safest thing I could have done because I had knowledge. And looking at his hand, yeah. But yeah, it ended up working out fine, because what did he do? All he did was summon a monster and do nothing. He could have even, like, if he had more respect for me, he would have done the Neo Salix and the Gemini Spark. But yeah, so I actually win this turn, so it worked out perfectly. But yeah, so what did I top deck Salvage, I think, right? And then I just start looping. So I had the +1 with Treeborn, which makes it super easy. Like, you have so much card advantage, you can't fail, basically. Oh no, I don't win this turn because he doesn't have Grandmole. I think I must have bricked or something. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure game 1 you had to poke with Unifrog.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, so yeah, yeah, I used all my swap frogs. It's because I drew a swap frog after the Pot of Avarice. I think that messed me up. So I was only able to do 2 draws. That's why I have this poison draw sitting here. I am able to get a weird dupe lock, so that's good. And the flip flop is like a clock, whatever. So yeah, things are just slow and clunky. That was a little weird of a call. But this trap actually was pretty funny. Dang, I drew an Exodius, and yeah, Exodia frog. So I did that a little too slow. But I drew the Exodius, and that would have got me there. That's actually infinite because I have the Iron Wall. So he stopped my infinite combo without realizing I was on infinite. So that's pretty funny. So I think I just do nothing, yeah. Let me poke for some extra damage. So this one's really funny. This is the part we were both laughing about. So I was judging Axel before this because I was watching this game, and I saw that he was on Barbaros and Grand Mole. So he has Skill Drain with Grand Mole. So it's not that bad. I mean, okay, it's terrible anti-synergy. But like, if Skill Drain is bad in this meta, which I feel like it is, Grand Mole isn't. So Grand Mole is like probably the best single answer to Absolute Zero in the game. But for everything else that Grand Mole doesn't cover, I guess Beast King and Skill Drain does. So maybe that's what he was going for. But yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, I have no respect for this guy's deck. Besides, the Skill Drain, the obvious things that can just wall me out. But yeah, so on my turn, I just used my Poison Draw Frog, and I attacked into his Grand Mole. And I said, "Are you activating effect?" And he said, "You want me to bounce that?" And I said, "Or draw." But like, I knew that it couldn't be destroyed by battle, so I was just, if he said no effect, I was just going to take 800 damage. And all I was trying to do was get a monster out of the way, because all my swap frogs were in my grave. I would have had to wait. There's actually no way for me to shrink my board other than him answering it. Yeah, I would have to suicide my Substitoad. So I would have to like draw another Substitoad, which I guess in this situation would have been, I would have to draw a Salvage or a Pot of Avarice. Otherwise, this board's locked down. So summoning this Unifrog last turn for no reason whatsoever was a misplay, given the scenario. But yeah, so mind you, last turn he Trap Dust Shaded away my Exodius. And then next turn I drew it, which is crazy. But I mean, it's not that crazy. There's 3 of them in there. Yeah, and this turn I end up just putting fear into him, and he gave me the bounce. So I had to use my battle phase, so let's just poke for another 400, whatever. And I explained to him, hey, this is infinite. So I made the Catastrophe just to shrink the board. I'm going to sack it. And yeah, so I tell him I have infinite when, perhaps I would have to demonstrate it, but yeah, so luckily I just get to start doing it, and he understands it's infinite. So yeah, this is whatever. I say, hey, this is infinite draw loop. And I show him, hey, this is going to take a while. If you want to sit and wait, sit and watch. And then he understood.
To be fair, he was thinking he was against a different deck, so...
Yeah, he literally thought he was playing as Frog Monarch, which is probably why he didn't set the bottomless, which wouldn't have mattered at all. Okay. So, game 2, this hand is good. It's not... Oh, yeah, now it's good.
Now it's good.
Okay. So what do we got? I can play around this. These 2 don't matter. So Gemini Spark is good. It'll interrupt me. I think that's exactly what happens. Although that is a weird thing. I just normal summon that too, right? So yet another, like, he's on infinite, I'm going to go crazy, but also he managed to top deck the Hero Blast, so it worked out pretty well for him. So now we're just kind of stalling out. I decided to ignore back row, which he has a Hero Blast, so this is live. Oh yeah, I lose my Death Run. Oppression, yep. And that's going to be... So here, It's like he said prio and oppression, and this is when I was kind of being like good manners, because I like what you want to do is you want to ask, hey, what are you tributing? I'll say activate, and then I just said activate, and he flipped up the oppression. So I could have been, okay, well, I was just going to tribute the substode, even though obviously I wasn't. But I was like, clearly there I was going to tribute the Treeborn. I was like, I'm just doing what I would have done, even though I didn't have to actually declare it. So if this was a later round, I might have done something like that. But we got nothing. Oppression with a Ab-Zero, there's no way I'm getting there. I do side in the Heavy Storm, so I have Trunade and Heavy, but if I don't draw those, I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah.
Going first, always nice.
Yeah, finally get to go first. Kept the Heavy in, because you don't assume you're going to get the FTK or whatever. And here, didn't really have much to do. A lot of good back row. Wow. I win this one.
This
How
is the
do I
one
pull
where
out?
you
I
waited
have Heavy.
on Storm.
Let's see. This is going a little fast. So, I was just grinding and waiting. He had answers. He used his Phoenix Wing. What did he trap to shoot away?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know either. It wasn't anything relevant. I think it was an Exodius. It didn't matter. I wasn't comboing or anything. So yeah, here I'm just stalling out. What do we got? And yeah, he has plenty of answers. How do I... Yeah, I think I just take it real slow and Heavy Storm the turn I have something. I think that's all we do here. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So for this turn, I draw a Substitoad, and he does not have something to protect. Although I don't have a swap in here, so this Gemini Spark actually allows me to not combo this turn, I think. It's funny. And here he ruins his something or other. Right. So he paid the cost to target this, and he said that he misses the timing on the draw, which I'm not even sure if that's exactly how that works. Oh, yeah, and if you do, right. So he activated Gemini Spark to kill my Treeborn, and then he Hero Blasted to get the Alias back, which took away his draw. So it really didn't accomplish anything. It made it so I couldn't Colossal Armory Arm into him. So I guess there's that. But yeah, so I decided to just take it real slow, and I put both these back. He could have DD Crow or something, even though it would have to be this one card. But yeah, I went ahead and get the other Substode, and I was just going to wait a turn, because I didn't have the Treeborn. So yeah, he could in theory have more back row, but... Oh no, I do Murray. Right, because I had the swap. And I get there. I thought I got there. No, because I had to put the swap back. So even drawing a Fishborg didn't give me that. That makes sense. So here I think I do the exact same thing again. He summons a Stratos, and I think I combo into this. Okay, so that's all we need was the swap. That's the swap we didn't get a draw before. Now we double Avarice, so this is just great. So we have 3 extenders and the Fishborg, so there's no way we don't get there. My muscle memory is usually for... so a note. In the last game, I did the OTK stuff, I'm pretty sure. So I just had Trunade. I think I probably can put in Decree, which I didn't see. But I was not running Iron Wall. I think I was just doing the Colossal Fighter OTK plan, or clear out your back row, just like my second part of this tutorial series you can find on my channel. But for this game, when I have the Iron Wall, that means I'm basically praying that my opening hand is full combo when you see this in here still. It might be correct. I haven't decided yet. There's still plenty of ways to improve this stuff. But so here, I have my deck the way I normally have it for game 1 for the most part. So I do not think I have 2 Death Frogs in here. So it makes it harder for me to do the Colossal Fighter Armory Arm stuff. So I'm kind of like having to think through my steps a little bit. So I kind of just draw as far as I can, like I normally do. And I'm just digging as deep as I can just to make Colossal Fighter Armory Arm inefficiently, in quotes, because I don't have the Beezle Frog.
Oh yeah, you brought in the Foolish Burials too.
Well, yeah, that's always in there. I didn't take it out. But yeah, so here I'm able to... I don't even think I have to use Pot of Avarice, because Colossal Fighter's 3 cards, and then Armory Arm's 3 cards. So I have to have 9 cards total to Colossal Fighter Armory Arm into a Stratos with no Warriors in the grave. But yeah, so the way I make the first one is with the Treeborn. So this is Fishborg, Treeborn, Poison Draw. And then I use probably these Thunder Dragons to use Substitoad up another poison road, another level 2 in my deck, and then Fishboard, because that's Armory Arm, Claw Spider Boom. That was pretty straightforward. So he was on like a pretty trap heavy deck, and I was lucky enough to only see the Oppression game 2 where I lost. But yeah, he had Oppression and Skill Drain. This game he had back row that definitely worked, but I had the Heavy Storm, and that's really all it came down to. He didn't have any way to like burst me out, even though he took me down a good bit. So that's it for game 1.